Okay guys, so let's go to the bench now. Okay, what do we need in order to run a full marathon? Now, we've given ourselves a head start of about 6 months, a bit more than 6 months, but we'll use the last month to sort of tether down, cycle down, and sort of gradually, come off of it, so that when we go to the race on race day, we'll be fresh. Okay, so what do you need generally to run a marathon? Well, most importantly, you need to run. Okay, and with all training, it's important to start out slowly so that you don't injure yourself, and to take your time, which is why we are starting early. So because I just arrived here in Saudi Arabia yesterday, I am acclimatizing to the summer here, and also I've been out of training for a while. So this week I'm just gonna walk. That's right, I'm just gonna walk, okay? At night for about between 5 and 10 kilometers every night, because it's too hot here to walk in the day, right? Right now I'm walking on the treadmill. Okay. When you start running, how much should you run? Okay, that's a good question. You should run as much as you're comfortable with in the beginning. So you can measure yourself. For example, the first day when you start running, you might find that you can only run 1 or 2 kilometers. That's fine. Okay? You keep it at 1 or 2 kilometers for a week. Then the next week, you try to do 3 to 5, and so on. And then you start looking at your totals per week. So every week, you'll put up a total. So for example, if I run 5 kilometers every day for 5 days, generally run 5 days a week, not every day, take some breaks in between, right? So in a 7-day week, you'll take 2 breaks in between. Split the breaks, okay? So 1 break, say after 2 days you have 1 break, and after another 2 days you have another break. And then you run for another day, you start your next week, something like that, okay? You can work it out what's comfortable with you. But in general, you should put weekly totals. So I will start with 25 kilometers for the first week. That's 5 kilometers a day, right? Then I will go to running 5 kilometers one day, 7 kilometers another day. Then I'll run 5, 7, 10. Then I'll run 5, 7, 10, 15, like that. Okay? Once a week, when you get into the swing of things, you do a long run, a longer run. Okay? So you'll do maybe 15 Ks for your long run. So you'll take a day break before your long run, and the next week you might do 21 Ks for your long run, but that's when you get more advanced, right? So the most important thing now is to start slow. First start walking every day, then start running. You can also walk, run. So you run, when you feel tired, you walk a little bit, catch your breath, run again, like that. Shoya, okay? And then you get into the swing of running. Okay, what's the other most important thing? Avoid injuries, okay? So if you start feeling niggling pains, like your knee pain, ankle pain, these things are natural when you're running, they do happen. Well, what do? You walk, you stop running, okay? You wait a day or two, you ice it, right? And when it starts to feel a bit better, you start running again, slowly, okay? Which is why it's important to start your marathon training 6 to even 8 months in advance, so that you can have time to heal in case you get injured, etc. But the best thing is to avoid injuries, and you do that by starting slow. Don't push yourself too hard, and as you become more advanced, you will push yourself harder, okay? So that is my advice for the first day. We will do a proper bench discussion when I get home. I'll lay out a nice little Excel spreadsheet or something, on possible routines that could be followed, running routines, breaking it down, how many kilometers per day, how many kilometers per week, which heart range you should run into. I have a heart rate monitor, my watch, what should be your beats per minute to run well. and safely, when you should not be pushing yourself too hard, eating enough, sleeping enough, what type of food you should eat. We'll really try to go in. We'll turn this into a journey of science also. Okay? Until later.